Method 3 is my preferred method. It is a bit more advanced, it takes a little bit more time to get used to, but once you get the system, this is guaranteed to work every single time and it's more robust, and I would recommend you spend a bit of time getting used to this because it will help you as you develop further on in your maths. So let's go ahead and try it. So method 3, let's take our 3x squared plus 11x plus 6 again, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this 3x here and we're going to put it into both brackets this time. Now what we want to do is we want to find what numbers go here. We're going to take this 3 and we're going to take this 6 and we're going to multiply them. So if we multiply them, we're going to get 18. Now what we want to do here is we want to find factors of 18 that add up to give 11. So what can you think? Well, 3 and 6 don't add up to 11, that adds up to 9. 18 and 1 doesn't, so it has to be 2 and 9, or 9 and 2. And we're going to put 9 and 2 in the spaces here. So we've got 3x plus 9 and 3x plus 2. Now we're not done yet, because what we have to do is we need 3x squared, but when we multiply these, what we're given is 3x times 3x is 9x squared. So this is 3 times greater than what we're actually after. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 3. But which should we divide by 3? Should we divide the right bracket or the left bracket? Well, if you notice, the left bracket, they have multiples of 3. We've got 3x plus 9. They divide by 3 quite nicely. So we're going to divide that by 3. And what we're left with is x plus 3 and 3x plus 2. And there you go. That is how we do it. That's the same thing as saying 3x plus 2 times x plus 3. By convention, mathematicians like to have the leading coefficient of x, the highest term on the left, but this is the same answer. Let's have another example. Now we're asked to factorize 5x squared minus 3x minus 2. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put the 5x into the brackets, and all we have to do is figure out what goes here. So we're going to multiply the 5 and the minus 2 together to give us minus 10. So now we have to find the factors of minus 10 that add to give minus 3. So that would be minus 5 and 2. Minus 5 times 2 is minus 10. Minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3. So we're going to put them in these spaces here. So we've got minus 5 and positive 2. Now again, we want 5x, but when we multiply 5x and 5, we need 5x squared, sorry. So when we multiply 5x and 5x, we're getting 25x squared. So we need to divide one of these by 5. This first bracket here divides nicely by 5, and what we're left with is x minus 1 and 5x plus 2. And that could be rewritten as 5x plus 2 and x minus 1. And that is how we do it. Alright, I think one more example to really nail this down. 6x squared minus 13x plus 6. Now this is a bit of a tricky example, so don't worry if it's a bit confusing at first. Now what we're going to do is put the 6x in the two brackets like this, and what we want to do is multiply the 6 and the 6 together to give us 36. Now we want factors of 36 that add up to give minus 13. With a bit of thinking, you'll notice that it's minus 4 minus 9. Minus 4 times minus 9 is 36. Minus 4 plus minus 9 is minus 13. So we can go ahead and put minus 4 minus 9 there. 6 times 6 is 36, but we're looking for 6x squared, not 36x squared, so we need to divide by 6. Alright. But it's not clear which one we divide by 6, because none of these really, if we divide this one by 6, we're going to be left with a fraction, and the same in this one. But dividing by 6 is the same thing as dividing one by 3 and the other by 2, because dividing by 3 then divided by 2 is the same thing as dividing once by 6. So what we notice is we can divide the first bracket by 2 nicely and the second bracket by 3 nicely. So we're going to divide those accordingly, and what we're left with is 3x minus 2 and 2x minus 3. And that is how it's done.